Visibility beyond pixels. Impact beyond words. Women's Impact Circle podcast. One empowering story at a time. Hosted by Paulina Palka.
Hello everyone and hello Mandy. Today I've got excellent guest, absolute genius, and Mandy's saying about herself, creative, that hey, I'm Mandy and I am creative genius. So today we will be talking about how to do business differently, how Mandy can help to monetize your business, and what is she actually doing as a creative genius. So Mandy, if you can tell us a bit more about yourself and what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I always introduce myself as, hey, I'm Mandy Nicholson and I am the creative genius consultant. I'm an artist and an author, and I have a beautiful creative retreat space in Scotland, and I help women, creative women, to launch, grow and scale their businesses and make more money. And all of that has turned into such a big thing for me.
Oh, I love it. And it not always been like this. When you read your story, because everyone can read your story on your website, at least a bit of your story, because more is in book, and there are 2 more coming, but we'll be talking about this. Can you tell me more about how you were, starting your business, your challenges with this, how your business as it is now was born, actually?
Okay, yeah, that's a long story. So I went to art college. I did all the traditional things that us creatives do, and I left with my degree and couldn't find a job. So I ended up in another career, the proper job that all artists get to pay the bills. And that ended up as a really wonderful career, a 20-year career that taught me so much. And I was a senior leader, the only woman in a huge company of men, and I was very, very successful. But it took me having a push from my late husband, following a series of unfortunate events that triggered everything changing for me, to actually step into my power as a creative. So in 2009, I had this series of events, and it is in my book. It's in the book, The Life I Won. I write that under my pen name, A.J. King. And it was one morning I was driving to work, and a deer jumped out in front of me, and I crashed the car to avoid it, and it triggered a load of things that happened to me over 12 months, which took me to rock bottom. I lost my 6-figure career, my marriage, my dad died. There was loads of things happen. I won't tell you everything because it's in the book.
Yes, in the book.
And it was hitting rock bottom that really made me see my skills, because I had nothing else other than what was in my brain. So I had to do something with it. And I built a cleaning business first, and then a financial services business, and then a wills and estate planning business. And here was me being a great entrepreneur, making loads of money, doing all the things that I wasn't born to do. And then I met the man of my dreams, and it was him. He was the one who said, stop talking about it and just do it. Yeah. And I'd been saying, I want to be an artist. I want to be a writer. I want to do this. And he was like, just stop saying it and do it. And that was the push I needed. Yeah.
Everyone needs, the person like that to push us. Just do it.
Yeah.
But was it like easy, as you can say, like, oh, just do it? Yeah. And here we are.
No, I mean, I was brilliant in the corporate world and in retail and the place that I'd worked. I was comfortable, and I was comfortable building those small business, the cleaning business and the financial services. I was kind of staying with what I knew. So moving outside of your comfort zone and taking a risk is what we do when we decide to follow our real dreams and do the thing that brings us the most joy. So I was like, okay, what does it look like to operate a creative business in this day and age and make money from it and smash this myth of the starving artists? Because that was the question I asked myself. So I hired a coach. I'd done a lot of self-development over the years, and I hired a coach to
Sure.
teach me the online
Mm.
space and how I could monetize it. Because you
All
can't do
right.
it I don't think you can do it on your own, and that's
It's
key
very
to actually, yeah, key to it. You've got to learn. You might not do all the tech and all the systems eventually, but you need to
eventually.
know how they operate, how to use them, why to use them, what they do for you. So that's what I
Yeah.
spent a year doing that whilst writing my book and building my business idea. So it
Wow.
wasn't easy. It took an investment of time and money to start me off. And I
Yes.
think that's kind of what I'd always say to everybody. Do you have all the
Yeah.
skills that you need right now to open that business? And if not, do that first.
Mm. Do that first. Oh,
Mhm.
it's very good advice, because I'm saying very similar thing to my clients. You will either invest your time to learn something or money to get
Mhm.
someone to help. Um, but either way, just make sure this skill will be there, because then you can be very, very disappointed or just broke.
Broke. Well,
But
I think no matter what, as entrepreneurs, you're going to make mistakes anyway. So the fewer you
of
can
course.
make, the better, really, for business. Yeah,
Better.
yeah.
Of course, yeah, that's absolutely true. So, um, what actually you doing now, as of your business? Are you more coach, or are you more a consultant? How do you work with your clients?
So I wanted to build for myself a kind of a freedom business doing the things that I love. Now, I love working with people. I worked as a senior leader for so long. I'm a leadership coach. I've got 7 coaching qualifications, as well as my
Oh yeah, I
degree in
saw on
art
the
and a
website.
degree in psychology. Yeah, I've got a degree in psychology as well that I did with the Open University. So I
Beautiful.
kind of wanted to put all of that hands-on experience and all of that book knowledge into something that could really change creative women's lives. So
Yeah.
my ideal client is me before I started the business, is me wanting to follow my dreams and not knowing where to start. So I put a coach,
Mm.
I looked at it and thought, well, this program needs to be a year because it takes a year for any sustainable change. There's loads
Yeah.
of 6-week, 12-week programs out there. And I get lots of women coming to me that have spent lots of money doing them and don't get anywhere. So I thought, you know what? I want to put a comprehensive thing together.
Great.
So I put a 12-month program. So to answer the question, I am a coach because that's
Yeah.
what I love doing, but I'm more than a
That's a
coach.
tool.
Yeah, I'm a coach with
Yeah.
30 years of business experience in my own business and in the corporate world. And I am an artist qualified. I am an author that's published. So when I'm teaching these women, I'm teaching from a place of knowing. I've been them.
Oh,
I know how they
yes.
feel, and I can extract a business plan and a business model out of anybody and put and monetize it. So at the minute, I think I have 14 income streams coming into my business.
Wow.
Of that, many of them are semi-passive. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's that. I'm a coach. I'm a business coach, but for creative women.
For creative
That's the key.
women. Yes.
Because that's who I chose to help. I wanted to help the women that felt like I felt.
Yeah. That's very important. I think because, as you said, there is this is either myth or not, but it's built, on some foundation that if you are artist, you probably won't have money, or if you are creative, you will starve
Yeah.
because you can't make money on it unless you've got some connections. And I am really glad to see there is someone who actually honed uh, their skills to monetize it and to help other women.
Hmm.
And this is interesting because you said you're helping women that you were like before, so it's you from from past.
Yeah.
But I think everyone will be, and I am myself interested to hear, how do you actually know that how they feel, because it's, I think from my perspective, for example, when you've got this customer persona, everyone struggle now. It's like, oh, okay, I will create my ideal customer avatar, and I will know how they feel, but do we actually know? Do you feel like you really connect with them?
Most definitely, and that's through speaking to them and getting feedback and understanding them. And I can actually pick that up really, really quickly. I know them so well. I've started writing a book on the mind of a creative as well, and I've got a freebie on it on my website actually. And every creative that reads it goes, "Oh my God, that's me." That's how they feel about it. So I know them,
Wow.
and it's been through observation, through, I've been running my program now for 4 years, and it's been working with them, observing them, seeing their wins, their failures, the things they struggle with. I
Mm.
think the longer you're in business, I think it's your duty to get to know your ideal customer really, really well and know how they feel. So I
Yes.
thought I knew at the start, and of course, that's changed over the course of 4 years, because you
Oh, yeah.
refine everything, don't you? Through actual experience.
Experience. So do you help your clients to get this ability, I would say, to get know their customers as well?
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the hardest thing that they
I
do,
know.
is because
Yeah.
an artist trying to find who is their customer for
Yes.
art, or for, if they're a crafter or if they're an author, you've got to. So I do a lot of work with who is your ideal customer. If you're an artist,
Mm.
who are you selling
Yeah.
to? Which audience do you appeal to? I mean, I've had textile artists and embroideresses and sculptors and mosaicists and you name it on my program. I've even
Indeed.
a
Yes.
lady that's got a publishing house now, and one that's got an international, multiple sort of UK business with 22 sites at the minute. So it's
Wow.
everybody's different.
Why? Yeah,
And I think
of course.
it's not a one size fits all thing for creatives. You cannot put a creative in a box.
No, I don't think so. You can say like, oh, these people are creative, but you've got so many, things, um, so many, add to. It's so complex. It can be anything in terms of creation. When
Yeah.
you create, yes, you can help boost your creativity. Um, but that's very good. As you mentioned, you've got two books coming also, because one is
Yes.
more about your experience, what happened in your life.
Mhm.
Can you tell us a bit more about what's coming?
Yeah. My story, my journey, the first book is called The Life I Won. And that's about how I went from abundance to bankruptcy, and ended up at rock bottom. Book two is how I rebuilt from rock bottom to buying my dream home in cash within 10 years. So that's book two. That's going to be called The Life I Created.
Oh,
And book
beautiful.
three is about going for my biggest dream and moving over the border to Scotland. So I had a castle on my vision board. I wanted a castle
Oh,
so that I could run retreats for women from all around the world, but I needed like £5 million to do it, I think. So it was a big dream, and I put that on my vision board.
well,
And then after I lost my husband in 2020 at the start of COVID, he died. And
sorry.
when people die, you've got a pivotal moment in your life where you have to decide to live fully. So I put my house on
Yes.
the market, yeah, put my house on the market, sold it the same day, and moved to Scotland. And the universe presented me with a miniature version of the very castle that I had on my vision board. So I call
Really?
it my mini castle now. It's where I run retreats from. I've got 7 bedrooms and a beautiful walled garden and a studio, and they're all themed. So I'm living my dream on a smaller scale,
Really?
but I'm living, yeah, it's like the universe gave me what I could afford now. Yeah.
Yes, yes, but this is what my first thought was like, here it is now. Absolutely fantastic. I love
So
it. And
So the books are
Yes,
evolving. As my journey
yeah,
evolves, the books are evolving. So book 1 and 2 are definite. Book 3 is about making that big move and following your dreams. So I'm not sure yet what that's going to be called, but I need to get book
yeah.
2 finished first.
Of course, yes. Yes, step by step, of course. But that's very inspirational, and I think every woman that either wants to get into, creative industry or is there and want to move should, read your book.
Yeah.
And get this empowerment, this energy, that it is
Mhm.
possible, because here it is, Mandy, and she did that. So this is must read, and I will put all links, in descriptions below. Um, your books are part of your business.
Yeah.
Um, how this journey help you, to build up on your business, because it's always some adds up, to your business, something additional. Do you think it was a tool that helped, to build your brand?
Most definitely. I think it's really important when you become an entrepreneur to have a customer journey and know that you can start that customer journey with a single purchase of something that's affordable, like a book,
Yes,
that's a lead magnet almost. So my story has been a lead magnet because people have read it and been inspired by me rather than it being a self-help book. It's a story.
self-help, exactly. Mm.
But a lot of the clients I've worked with over the years have read my book first, and then they've come into my world, and then they've joined my group, and then they're in the funnel. It's been part of the
Yeah.
funnel and the customer journey that brings them. So that £10 sale at the bottom can
Yeah,
lead them to spending £10,000 on my ultimate program, or two and a
exactly, on
half
your signature.
thousand on a retreat. Yeah. So
Mm.
it
Fantastic.
might take a couple of years for them to get there, but that's how important I think something like a book can be
Right.
in your business. It's such a
In your
pivotal
business.
thing.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Do you use any marketing strategy actually, or is, to show women, or just businesses, because you work only with that's your main
Women.
client, women, exactly. Do you have this only on your website, or do you use any marketing strategies to, to promote it?
Oh no, I mean, I have a strategy for everything in my business, and we have a marketing strategy. We've got an overall business strategy. What I do is there's a number of freebies on my website, so you can come in with a freebie that is just an overcoming fear guide or a money mindset program. I'm
Beautiful.
reading the first 2 chapters of my book as a freebie. So I get
Oh,
people in through the freebies. They can listen to me reading the first 2 chapters. If they want to buy it after that, then they can. And then I do a free 5-day challenge. I've just finished one last week. I did a free 5-day challenge where over 5 days, we crush some business basics and send people out with
oh,
more confidence. And then that is the lead magnet that brings, I've booked 10 calls this week from that. So, 10 women joining my program is a 6-figure launch. So we, yeah, that's how we've got several different systems, and it's really important to be steering that customer journey in many different ways.
yeah, that's very, very good. You said that, because I wanted to ask you, do you think, is there any particular skill that entrepreneur have to develop, in order to be successful, or just get business, going?
I think you've got to really have an understanding of what your business model is, who you're selling to, and how you're selling it, and where you're bringing them into the funnel. What is your funnel? What is it? Where do you want them so you can nurture them? Do you want them on an email list? Do you want them in a group? Do you want them
Exactly.
on LinkedIn? Do you want them on Twitter? Do you want them on Insta? Depends on your business, but you can't do all the things. I think at the starting point is to become an expert in one thing. If it's going to be email, become really good at getting people on your email list. Yeah.
Mm.
If it's going to be Facebook and you're going to nurture them in a group, be really, really good at managing that group and getting people into it. So
Yes, just one
I would
thing.
say the initial thing is get really good at one thing and nail it, and then move on to the next.
Brilliant. Do you prefer Facebook, or you are active on many platforms at the moment?
I'm everywhere. But I started with Facebook and LinkedIn. That's where I start.
You
I already had
started.
LinkedIn. I
Yeah.
was there first, right from the very start when it was very corporate. Yeah.
Yes.
Then Facebook, and I've just added the platforms as I've got Facebook where I want it. I've moved on and added another platform and another platform.
All
And I
right.
don't do any of them now because I have an ops manager who does all that for me, who's brilliant. But I used to do it all myself. So,
Of course, there are beginnings and there are different, stages of business, and it's
yeah.
absolutely normal. And this is the way it should be.
Mhm.
If it's for years and years that you are stuck, in point that you managing everything, well, I think you should get help then,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
something is not right. But is there any mind shift you discovered that help you, to get you into the position that you are at the moment? Like any realization, like, oh, actually, I will do this different way, or I've been doing this wrong, during all these years.
Um, I think it's being open to looking at what people who are more successful than you are doing and seeing what is making them successful and then creating your own version of it, not copying, because I hate that.
Yeah.
I think we've got to be
Yeah.
originals, but there's always something that I'm looking at and thinking, right. And then, yeah, of course, I've made loads of mistakes along the way. I've made loads of mistakes. We wouldn't be human if we didn't make mistakes, but I've got myself up. Yeah, got myself up and brushed myself off and moved on. I think for me, the biggest thing is surrounding yourself with really good people. If you're going to get people in to do things in your business, don't be a cheapskate. Find really good people because in the long term, that pays dividends for you.
Yes, yes. I would really advise something similar. Like,
Mhm.
if people around you, make you feel small, you have to change environment because
Yeah,
you won't go any further. Sometimes it's not what we're trying to do or what we repeat doing. Sometimes it's just our environment.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. Um, I'm always asking, is there any advice that would you give to your ideal client if they're not ready yet, for example, to work with you, but to give a teaser? Of course, you're giving away a lot of things now on your
Yeah.
website. I mean, is there any advice you would give that woman who just started or want to break, into the industry, creative industry? What, what should or must do, in order to get into it?
I think it's, if you have a creative business and you're not making very much money at the minute, it's not your fault. You've had these layers put upon you from society that have said, get a proper job. It's a nice hobby, but you'll never make any money. So I think first of all, work on yourself and your self-esteem and your self-confidence and your worth. Because I'm going to guess you're underpricing. I'm going to guess that you are, when it comes to money, you've got money mindset issues. So I would say work on your money mindset, work on your self value, your self confidence, your self worth, because that'll pay you dividends in business. Because the more confident you feel in all of that, the better you will do business. In fact, when I wrote my program, that's where I started. I don't even let you get to business until halfway through. I'm really focusing on building up the self esteem and building up the confidence. So that's what I would
Wow.
suggest. If you can't invest right now in somebody or anything, put
Yeah.
yourself in the world of people that are going to help build you up.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good advice. Thank you for this. And then when they already got, money, uh, what your course or program actually can help them with, because I know you can help them, get like foundation of business. It's like 12 months. Is very, very comprehensive. uh, do you actually, because you are an artist as well, and I would love to know if you use some, maybe not techniques, but to enhance creativity, to work on this side of, um, foundation of their, because foundation of their business is their creativity. Do you
Yeah.
use any techniques or trainings to enhance it?
Yeah, I mean, both now, my programs have been revamped, and both of my programs, which is the Creative Mastermind and the Ultimate Creative Mastermind. I mean, the Creative Mastermind is a £5,700 investment. You can pay over 12 or 24 months for that. So I've made it affordable to do that. The Ultimate, the VIP one, is 10,000. Now, each of them
Yeah.
includes a retreat here at the Art Bank for 4 days or for 7 days in each one. So they don't only get 12 months on the program, coaching one-to-one from me, tech help and mindset help, guest experts coming in and teaching specific things about the online world. They get 3 group calls a week with me. So there's a lot. It's a high touch program. I've not had any failures. I've got 100% track record, but I also bring them here to the Art Bank, and we use creativity. We use art. We use mind mapping on 4-foot pieces of paper, on lining paper. I've got one. I sit at my desk talking to you now, and I can see my business plan on a 4-foot piece of lining paper. Yeah. So we use their creativity to create a business plan and a dream and a vision that speaks to them. So they don't just get me online, they come here
Yeah.
to Scotland. Yeah.
Oh, that is absolutely, oh, that is very, very tempting, to be honest, if I will ever design, because I've got some, creatives in my family, and
Yeah.
I love to say everyone got, creativity. We all are
Oh,
creative,
yeah.
but we've got artists, creative artists. I'm not an artist. I can be creative, but I'm not an artist. That is very tempting. Thank you, for breaking this this down. And we know, already that you have your books, you have your business, but is there any book that you read and you can say, maybe, I don't like to ask if it changed your, life, but it stuck to your brain, it's like, oh, that book was very, very good. I carry this, this thought or advice with me. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, there's one. I mean, there's hundreds of books that I've read,
Of
but there's
course.
one particular book that I absolutely adored that really had a profound effect on me. And it was called The Surrender Experiment. And I can't remember the name of the author. It's a fantastic book. And he's a very wealthy man. And he talks about his journey of how he just surrendered to the universe and see where it led him in life. And it felt like a little bit similar to what I'd done, but in a bigger scale. It's a great book, The Surrender Experiment.
Oh, I have to look into that. I love asking people about books because there is, and you can say if someone is really reading, and I will tell you how. When I'm asking someone, and someone will tell me like very obvious book, they probably read one or two in their entire life. And when someone is coming up with some book I never heard about, it's like, that person really reads. Mandy, thank you so much for all knowledge and wisdom you gave us today. It was absolute pleasure to
Thank you.
speak with you and to get better and your story. I will definitely read your book. It is on my list now because now I'm intrigued. Like, I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
And for everyone listening or watching us, you definitely have to go on Mandy's website and check what she's doing in Scotland and with her program, especially if you are creative, wants to break in. She's a lighthouse and absolutely fantastic, amazing woman. And thank you again, Mandy. Thank you for
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
That's my pleasure. Thank you so much and take care and see you probably somewhere online.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.